So yeah, man, I'm just sitting here doing my some little work, but I was just thinking, this is how you know just who is in your entanglement. The entanglement is people that truly love, truly care for you, but with that comes a connection that can potentially hinder you when you try to ascend beyond this earthly realm. Um, this is a test or an experiment you can run, but it's also just something for you to ponder and think about. So the question here is, if you went missing for 3 days, if you went missing for 3 days, who are the actual people in that 3 days that will actually be looking for you and wondering where are you? Who is it? Just today. It's a snapshot. You can't try to make up nothing. Just today. If you went missing today for 3 days, who in those 3 days do you think will be wondering, where am I? Where are you? Well, they haven't heard from them. I haven't seen them. Those people, not necessarily three people, but those people are the people that is true that you have an entanglement with. There's a real deep connection and bond. And these the people that can have a grand impact on your life. And also, if you was to try to ascend, and once you got to the ascension gates where you had the choice to go ahead and leave this realm, these people will have strings attached to you, and they can keep you here and bound you here to this earthly realm because that connection and bond that y'all have is so deep. And this is not a bad thing necessarily. It's not a good thing necessarily. It is what it is. You can do things with this knowledge. A lot of times you'll find it to be probably your children or your significant other or your parent. Um, but if it's someone other than that, then that's a part of your entanglement as well. Those are the people you're entangled with, and they create real big bonds and string attachments to you. And when you was to have an experience that whirled you up into the whirlwind, and it was time for you to go, and you got to that gate, and you got like a dog on a chain when you going up, and the dog running, and the chain jack them up and keeps them from leaving that particular area, that perimeter that chain has got them bound to. That's what these type of connections will do. And so it's not necessarily, you don't need to end these. It's just something to think about when you think, if you're someone that's on the path of ascension, this is something for you to think about. And so I just wanted to come into that today. Maybe whoever sees this video, maybe it's something that you need to know, or that you will need to know at a later time, you know, who is in your entanglement. If you went missing for 3 days, who would it be? And what you could do with that information is, sometimes there's a certain purpose that you are supposed to fulfill in their life, or that they're supposed to fulfill in your life, and those fulfillments will need to happen in order for you to detach. You will have to fulfill your end of the bargain, whatever this relationship was created for. You will have to fulfill that end of the bargain in order to kind of sever that attachment. When you sever the attachment, we're not talking about breaking up the relationship, or not loving that person anymore. We're just talking about kind of severing that bond to where you love them, but you could say, you severing the bond is like saying, hey, but when it comes time for ascension, my ascension is greater than this. Now that's tough. That's why most people won't ascend. You see, those are the string theory. That's the connections that we have. But if you want to know your entanglements, think about who would actually be looking for you if you went missing for 3 days. and that's your entanglement. Do with this information as you will. Thank you for tuning in for this short video, and I'll see you on the next one.